गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचंद्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः। सीताया पतये नमः। सीताया पतये नमः। So we are in, तो हिंदी इंग्लिश दोनों मिक्स करके बोलेंगे। सेब फ्रॉम, इफ यू डोंट अंडरस्टैंड एक्सक्यूज मी, फ्रांस है वो, स्पीक्स ओनली फ्रेंच और इंग्लिश। सो वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट, हम बात कर रहे हैं कि जब रामचंद्र जी, यहाँ पे लिखते हैं, यहाँ पे रामायण में आता है, अथ सीता लक्ष्मणाभ्याम सह केनापि हेतुना जगाम विपिनम रामो दंडकारण्यमाश्रितः। एक समय ऐसा आता है कि राम, लक्ष्मण और सीता तीनों सब मुनियों को मिलने के बाद जब उनको पता चलता है, when they come to know that they need to get into this forest towards the south in order to search, to go after the Ravan, because he was troubling all the ऋषि मुनीज, उनको तंग करते थे, तो उनको मारना है, तो इसलिए अंदर, दिस इज द लास्ट ईयर ऑफ हिज वनवास। तो जैसे ही अंदर जाते हैं, तत्र गोदावरी तीरे पर्णशालां विधाय सह उवास किंचित कालम वही मृगयाम अभिकारयन। तो बोलते हैं कि एक वो गोदावरी तीर के साइड पे उन्होंने अपने लिए पर्णशाला बनाई, मतलब झाड़ पत्ती से उन्होंने एक कुटिया बनाई और उसमें रहने लगे। एंड एज दे वर लिविंग देयर, तो वन डे यहाँ पे उवास किंचित, आफ्टर सम टाइम मृगयाम अभिकारयन, कि वो गोल्डन स्वर्ण मृग आया, और उसकी वजह से तो हम सबको पता है कि सीता जी का अपहरण हो गया उसकी वजह से। तो उसके बाद कदाचिद रावणो मोहात लंकायाम तयाम नवासयत ताम दृष्टा ततो रामो लक्ष्मणश्च महाबलः। यहाँ पे बताते हैं कि एक बार मोहवश रावण ने सीता को लंका में वास कराया, मतलब अपहरण करके वहाँ ले गए। और उसके बाद जब राम जी, चंद्र जी वापस आए उस हिरण को, आफ्टर किलिंग दैट डियर, गोल्डन डियर, वापस आए, एंड व्हेन ही फाउंड दैट देयर इज नो सीता, उनको बड़ा आश्चर्य भी हुआ और मोह भी हो गया। मोह का मतलब क्या, कि ही बिकेम शोकाकुल, he started missing his Sita. He is a realized master, he is a avatar, but he is crying for his Sita, 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 hey Sita, oh Sita, where are you? And उसके बाद यहाँ पे बताते हैं कि सीता के दर्शन की इच्छा करते हुए वो सारे पेड़ पौधे, नदियाँ, पहाड़ सबसे पूछने लगे, हे आपने देखा है क्या मेरी सीता को? नदी को पूछते हैं तुमने देखा है क्या सीता को? पहाड़ को पूछते हैं देखा है क्या मेरी सीता को? इस तरीके से यहाँ पे बताते हैं क्या, आट तुश्चाटवीं सर्वां सीता दर्शन लालसौ रामस्य रुदतस्तस्य बाष्पवारी समुद्भवा नदी वैतरणी चा भूत चक्षुषोर शुश्रूद भवा वितरत्यश्रुवै यस्माद् अतो वैतरणी स्मृता। और सीता जी को ढूंढते 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 उनके आंखों में से अश्रु गिरने लगे, और क्योंकि वितरने लगे, अश्रु वितरने लगे, तो इसलिए उन अश्रुओं से जो नदी बनी उसको बोलते हैं वैतरणी नदी। वैतरणी मतलब जहाँ, कहाँ पे है वैतरणी नदी? वेयर इज दिस वैतरणी रिवर?
अयोध्या के साउथ में जो जंगल है उसमें होगी।
हाँ, पर उसका उद्देश्य क्या है? उस वैतरणी नदी यमलोक में है, यमलोक पहुँचाती है। उसके अंदर आपको अपने सारे पाप धो के उधर सब कुछ आपका बैलेंस आउट होता है और उसके बाद आपको जाना पड़ता है स्वर्ग, अगर स्वर्ग जाना है तो सारे इतना शोक, and because of that all the tears, and these tears became into the river, and it is called the Vaitarani river, where one washes away his sins. And इसके बाद बताते हैं पितॄणां तरणं यस्मान् मातॄणां स्नान तर्पणात् तेनापि कारणेन तासौ नदी वैतरणी स्मृता नेत्रयोर्दूषिकायाश्च ताभिशैलास्ततो भवन् सुग्रीवेण वानरेण सख्यं कर्तुं महामनाः. What we are studying is a shortened version of Ramayana. I'm just not going into the whole, only one part. And what this incident is here is how Hanuman ji comes to meet रामचंद्र जी. हम उस पॉइंट पे जाके फिर थोड़ा डिस्कशन करेंगे, देखेंगे कि कैसे हनुमान जी अपने आप उनके सामने प्रस्तुत होते हैं. तो यहाँ पे बताते हैं just that when one takes a bath in the Vaitarani river, उधर अपने पितरों को तर्पण दिया जाता है, and that is why it is called as Vaitarani river, if you remember. And whatever the dirt that came out of his eyes along with the water, out of that mountains were created, पहाड़ बन गए. और उसके बाद वानर सुग्रीव से, क्योंकि तब तक बीच में क्या हो गया, बीच में उन्होंने 1-2 राक्षसों को मारा, उसके बाद वो शबरी के पास गए, शबरी को मुक्ति मिली. हाँ, और फिर शबरी ने उनको बताया कि आपका काम, अगर आप इस डायरेक्शन में ऋष्यमुख पर्वत की तरफ जाओगे तो आपका काम हो जाएगा, वहाँ पे जो आपको सहायता चाहिए आपको मिलेगी. तो वो जाने लगे उधर. तो यहाँ पे बताया है कि राम और लक्ष्मण, क्योंकि सीता तो नहीं है, सीता तो का अपहरण हो गया है, तो ये बोथ ऑफ देम दे गो टुवर्ड्स ऋष्यमुख पर्वत. एंड ऑन दैट माउंटेन, ऑन द ऋष्यमुख पर्वत, विच वॉज फॉर elder brother of Sugriv, it was a curse. If he comes to that mountain, he will die. His head will burst into infinite number of pieces. तो क्यों? क्योंकि एक बार कोई राक्षस भैंसे के रूप में उनको चैलेंज करने आया, उसने उसकी पूंछ पकड़ के घुमाया, क्योंकि ही वॉज वेरी स्ट्रांग, बाली, घुमा के उसने छोड़ दिया, फेंक दिया उसको. वो मर तो गया, लेकिन वो किसी आश्रम में जाके मरा और पूरे उस आश्रम का तहस नहस किया. तो उधर जो महात्मा बैठे हुए थे कि ऐसी घिनौनी हरकत किसने की है, तो they curse that whoever comes in this area of ऋष्यमुख पर्वत, अगर बाली कभी आया उधर तो his head will break into 1,000 pieces. तो इसलिए सुग्रीव, who was troubled by his elder brother for no fault of his, he is staying with the 5 ministers on that mountain. तो यहाँ पे बताते हैं कि ऋष्यमुख मगाधरामो लक्ष्मणेनानुजेन च पंचभिर्मंत्रिभिः सार्धं सुग्रीवो नाम वानरः. एक वानर उस ऋष्यमुख पर्वत पे अपने 5 मंत्रियों के साथ रहता था. उस वानर का नाम है सुग्रीव. सुग्रीव जी जो थे, ही वॉज द सन ऑफ लॉर्ड सन. हाँ, तो हाँ, सूर्य का बेटा. हाँ, लॉर्ड सन सूर्य देवता का बेटा था. तो बहुत तेजस्वी था. और बलि जो था, उसका बड़ा भाई जो था, वो किसका बेटा था? वो इंद्र का बेटा था. इंद्र कौन है? स्वर्ग के राजा. उसके नीचे सूर्य देवता, चंद्र देवता, ये सब बाकी सब आते हैं. पर और क्योंकि वो इंद्र का अंश था, इसलिए उसके अंदर शक्ति भी इंद्र के बराबर, इंद्र के समान थी. तो इसलिए यहाँ पे आगे बोलते हैं, यत्रास्ते बालि भयतः सोपश्यद राम लक्ष्मणौ चाप बाणधरौ वीरौ ग्रसं ताविव चाम्बरं तौ दृष्ट्वा सुमहत्रस्तो वालिपक्षावमन्यत प्रास्थापयद् हनुमंतम भिक्षु रूपेण वानरम। अब यहाँ से हमारे हनुमान जी की एंट्री होती है। क्या कहते हैं? कहते हैं कि बाली का भय था सुग्रीव को कि कहीं वो आके मार तो ना दे। तो उसने जैसे ही देखा कि दो युवा उसके पहाड़ की तरफ आ रहे हैं, उसने सोचा कि ये बाली उसके बड़े भाई के स्पाइज हैं और दूत हैं, यहाँ पे पता करने आए हैं कि सुग्रीव कहाँ छुपा हुआ है, और जब वो कभी भी गलती से इस पहाड़ को छोड़ेगा तो उसको पकड़ लेंगे या मार देंगे, जो कुछ भी करना है। तो ये इस डर से अपने मन में रखते हुए उसने चाप और बाण धारण किए हुए वीर बाली, उसको जैसे ही उसके मन में बाली की पिक्चर आती थी वो थर थर कांपने लगता था, क्योंकि इतनी पिटाई हो चुकी है उसकी। तो सुग्रीव जी बहुत भयग्रस्त हो गए और उन्होंने क्या कहते हैं, हनुमान जी को रिक्वेस्ट किया कि हनुमान जी तुम ज़रा जाके देखो ये दो युवा कौन हैं, कहीं कोई वानर वीर मनुष्य के रूप में मेरे बारे में पता करने तो नहीं आए। तो हनुमान जी इमीडिएटली भिक्षुक के रूप में आ गए। भिक्षुक मेंडिकेंट सन्यासी के रूप में आए, पंडित के रूप में आए, ब्रह्मचारी के रूप में आए। यानी हनुमान जी इज लाइक अ फेस ऑफ अ मंकी, वेयरिंग शॉर्ट रेड शॉर्ट्स एंड ऊपर से कुछ नहीं, बट ही हैड द पावर टू चेंज हिज फॉर्म इनटू एनीथिंग। एंड ही, बच्चों को भी थोड़ा इंग्लिश में बता देते हैं, एंड हनुमान जी इमीडिएटली टुक द फॉर्म ऑफ brahmachari, and he approached Sri Ram and Lakshman who were coming towards ऋष्यमुख पर्वत। उसके बाद क्या बोलते हैं, आत्मानं दर्शयामास हनुमान राम लक्ष्मणौ को भवानीति चोक्थेथ चातुर्बाहुं किरीटिनं शङ्खचक्रगदापाणिं वनमाला विभूषितं श्रीवत्सवक्षसं देवं पीतवाससमुच्युतं लक्ष्मी सरस्वतीभ्यां च संश्रितो भयपार्श्वकं ब्रह्मपुत्रैः सनन्दाद्यैः स्तूयमानं समन्ततः। ही स्टार्टेड, जैसे ही उन्होंने रामचंद्र जी के ऊपर अपनी he put his eyes on Sri Ramchandra ji, instead of seeing Ramchandra ji with the kodanda, the dhanush and the wearing bark clothes, Ram and Lakshman, instead he sees something else. What does he see? He sees Chaturbhuj Narayan, Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. Shankha is in this, in this hand on the top, Chakra is on this hand on the top, the bottom right hand is the Kaumudi Gada, and in this hand, in the left bottom hand is the lotus. And he started, I just saw two young boys, suddenly what is this? And because his heart is pure, Hanumanji's, and he is seeing the Lord as in his original. So, and you can say it this way, कि Hanumanji is pure, therefore he is seeing, or you can say अपने लिए ऐसे ही होना चाहिए कि ये नहीं होना चाहिए कि मैंने देखा। क्या होना चाहिए? रामचंद्र जी ने अपना असली रूप हमें दिखाया। तो रामचंद्र जी ने अपना असली रूप हनुमान जी को दिखाया। और जब हनुमान, तो जब उसने ऐसे पूछा तो और हाँ सॉरी, एक स्टेप पहले है, और वो ये है कि जैसे ही हनुमान जी comes in front of Ramchandra ji and he says, आप कौन हैं? Who are you both? And in response to this question, Ramchandra ji, instead of answering who he is, that he is Dashrath Nandan, etc., he shows him Shankha Chakra Gada Padma Dhari, the Lord Vishnu, the form of Lord Vishnu. And he, what is he wearing? He is wearing the Pitambar, he is having Shankha Chakra Gada Padma, he is having one mala around his neck, he is having the Shrivatsa white hair curled 3 times on his heart. That is the sign of his wife Lakshmi, and this way, and both sides. On one side he has Lakshmi, and the other side he has Saraswati, and all around, all the 4 sides, he has all the various the Sanakadi, the Sanat Kumaras and Brahmaji, and they are all singing, the Devas, the Rishis, the Pitrus, the Gandharvas, the Siddhas, the Vidyadharas, the snakes, and all of them are singing the glory of the Lord Narayana, and this Lord Narayana is standing in the middle, glowing more than 1,000 suns, million suns put together. That was his glory. And in this way, and not only his glowing more than the 1,000 suns, but at the same time, the sun can be very hot, it will burn you, isn't it? But at the same time, he is cool like thousands of moons also. That is the beauty. And he was also, and at the same time, he saw Lakshmanji with as the Sheshnag. And who is this Sheshnag? What is his quality of the Sheshnag? He has the 1,000 heads, and he is protecting, or he is behind our Ramchandra ji. And here he says that Devarshi Pitru Gandharvaihi Siddha Vidyadharo Ragaihi Sevyamanam Mahatmanam Pundarika Vilochanam Sahasra Surya Sankasham Shatachandra Shubhananam Fana Sahasra Matulam Dharayantam Cha Lakshmanam. So he is the Lakshmanji with his 1,000 hoods is standing there next to him. Anantam Rama Shirasi Atapatram Fanaganaihi Dadhanam Sarva Lokesha Naga Sanghaischa Sanstutam Atmanam Darshayamasa Ramachandro Hanumate Tadurupam Hanuman Vikshya Kime Taditi Vismitaha. In the 16th verse, in the 16th verse, he says that that which is infinite in nature is Ram, and on the head of the Ram there is this 1,000-headed snake who is creating an umbrella to protect if you see, have you seen Lord Narayana? He's sleeping on the snake, and the snake, 1,000-hooded snake, he is giving shade to Lord Narayana when he's sleeping. Exactly the same way, here he is standing, but he is not sleeping. And behind him, the 1,000-headed, the snake is there, protecting him from the various elements. And then and all the other snakes around there, they are all singing the glory of the Lord Ram. And in this way, Ramchandra ji gave, when asked, "Who are you?" Ramchandra ji gave his introduction in this manner without using one word. That means all the gods, all the elements, all the Brahma, Mahesh, etc., they are giving the introduction. And it was a pictorial introduction for Hanumanji. This is only possible by the grace of the God. Many people, those who are chanting the name of the Lord, जो भगवान का नाम लेते हैं, एक समय आता है उस साधना में जब मन एकाग्र हो जाता है, become single pointed, and your bhav, your feeling towards the Lord has also reached a particular climax. At that time, whether it is Lord Narayana, whether it is Lord Shiva, whoever you are praying to, that Lord reveals himself in your mind in this manner. अपना स्वरूप दिखाते हैं, अपना आकार अपना जो भी तुम्हारे इष्ट देवता हैं वो दिखाएंगे तुम्हें, बट इट इज़ अ टेम्पररी वन, क्योंकि बाद में फिर चला जाएगा. इट्स लाइक अ कॉलिंग कार्ड. आपको दिखाते हैं, अब आपको पता चल गया यार मैंने तो कुछ किया नहीं, उन्होंने मेरे को अपना दर्शन दिया. नाउ यू, और इतना आनंद आता है, इतना आनंद आता है, यू फील सो ब्लेस्ड एंड ब्लिसफुल दैट यू वांट टू रिपीट दैट एक्सपीरियंस अगेन, एंड देन योर साधना बिगिन्स. Now you want to keep chanting the name of the Lord and become one with Him. So that is a calling card. So here also similar something is happening. Ramchandra ji showed him his Virat Roop to Hanuman, and Hanuman ji, when he saw this form, remember Hanuman ji is under a curse. Hanuman ji is under the curse of that you will forget all your powers till the right time comes. And this is now the first time after he has grown up that he is unaware that he is Pavanaputra Hanuman. Hanuman ji is unaware that he is the Ansh avatar of Lord Shiva. He is unaware, he is forgotten because of that curse. Now Ramchandra ji has come into his life, but he has come in the wrong manner. He has not come in his original form. You understand? And therefore यहाँ पे बताते हैं when Hanuman ji saw that and that form of Lord Vishnu, he became what do you call the question came to his mind, what is this? What did I just now see? What was that? And then in the 18th verse it says, Kshanam nimilyat nayane punasopashyadadbhutam stutva natvarcha bahudha sobravid raghavam vachaha aham sugriva sachivo hanuman nama vanaraha sugrivena preshitoham yuvam kaugnyatumagataha. He says, with the moment he comes to, what was that? And he became, he felt a wonderment that he has just witnessed something fantastic, something out of this world. What was that? So, maybe I have seen it somewhere in the past, but I can't remember. It was such a fantastic vision. इतना सुंदर दृश्य था. तो जब भी कोई ब्यूटी चीज़ देखते हो, कोई भी सुंदर चीज़ देखते हो, एक रेनबो देख लिया, और यू गो टू हिमालयाज, अभी जैसे हम सब गए थे, कैलाश गए थे, तो जब कैलाश को पहली बार देखते हैं तो क्या, व्हाट हैपन्स व्हेन यू सी कैलाश, or what happens when you go to a temple and you see the most beautifully decorated, or you go to Gurdwara, you go to the where the Guru Granth Sahib is, what do? आंखें खोल के खड़े रहते हो? No, you pray, but you close your eyes. You look, you are in front of the most beautiful and holy thing, the most wondrous thing, and you close your eyes. That's exactly what happened to Hanumanji also. He closed his eyes when he was presented with that Shankha Chakra Gada Padmadhari Vishnu Bhagwan, and the moment he closed his eyes, immediately out of him the prayer to that beautiful form, stuti, poetry came out, shlokas came out. He started praying to praising that form that he had seen, and he started telling. Immediately he realized that I cannot be in an imposter form in front of the Lord, because he came in the form of a brahmachari. Who is he? A vanar. So he has changed his form, and as with a change of form, you are not going to get the benefit of the divinity. So immediately he has not changed the form yet, but he first starts speaking. Immediately he tells the truth that I am the Sugriv's messenger, and my name is Hanuman. Just now I chanted that part. No? He said what? Aham Sugriva Sachivo Hanuman Nama Vanaraha. Hanuman is my name, and I am a Vanar, but he's in the form of brahmachari in front of him. So he says, and then he says, Sugrivena preshitoham yuva kaugnyatu magataha. And I have been sent here by my boss Sugriv, and to find out who are you two young fellows. Then, and therefore I came here. Drishtva yuvam cha dvibhujau chapabanadharo param agatya chanyatha drishtam vadame ko bhavaniti. He says that after having looking at you two with these long arms and having carrying these long bows and but when I came, I saw both of you, but when I came, I saw something else. I saw Shankachakra Gada Padmadhari. And so please tell me, introduce to me who you actually are. So Ramchandraji and Lakshmanji did not present themselves and Ram Lakshman because Hanumanji also didn't present himself as Hanumanji. So Hanumanji came as a brahmachari. So Ram Lakshman, they showed themselves as the Lord themselves in that form. And when he's asking, who I saw the two young boys, so tell me who you are actually. And when asked in this manner, Hanumanji says here in the last verse, Iti pavana sutam te, Iti pavana sutam te vyakulam vyaharantam kimiti takathamiti idam kampamanam plavangam krutakaraputamaulim samvidheyam pruvantam madhurataramudaram ramachandro bravittama. He says here that in this way, what is this? How is this possible? And at the same time seeing, because what he has just witnessed is out of this world. It is something fantastic. It is something wondrous, Chaturbhuj form. And having looked at this form, just like in Bhagavad Gita, when Arjun asked Bhagwan that Bhagwan in 10th chapter told him, among the rivers I am Gangaji, among the mountains I am Himalaya, among the humans I am Arjuna, among the trees I am the Vatavriksha. And this time, like this, 74 examples he gives. Arjun said, Bhagwan said that this can go on for eternity. I can keep giving you examples and you will keep enjoying listening to it. Because this creation is infinite and examples are infinite. So Arjun, thinking he was smart, he said, is there a way that I can experience all that in one go? So Bhagwan said that yes, it is possible, but not with your physical eyes. I need to give you the Jnana Chakshu, the third eye I will have to put. And he touched him in the third eye, and then he saw this beautiful form of the Lord. And there also, when he saw the form of the Lord, he started shaking with fear because it was so fantastic. It was most soothing, at the same time most terrible. Why? The whole creation out of that form was getting created. Whole creation was getting dissolved, chewed away by that form. And immediately he says, oh Bhagwan, please, I'm getting very scared by this form. Please come into your normal form. And then Lord gave up that Virat Roop, 1,000 heads, 1,000 hands, 1,000 mouths, eating the whole creation and creating the whole creation. Can't imagine. And he gave up that and he came into Chaturbhuj form. But still, whenever you are afraid, जब डर लगता है, तो that shaking continues after some time, for some time. And this is what is happening to Hanumanji, that he is shaken up by the experience that he has had. Not necessarily that it is a bad experience, it's a good experience. Sometimes you must have experienced that when you are in deep meditation, you want to move your finger, you cannot move your finger. You want to unlock your legs, you cannot unlock your legs. You want to, you see where is the breath? For that few moments, breath is also not there. You are looking and you say, hey, who am I? There are no thoughts also in the mind. You want to remember, but there are no thoughts. Suddenly, some fear sets in. What is this happening? I'm just giving some comparison. So, like that, immediately Hanumanji puts his palms together, bows down his head at the feet of the Lord, and with sweet voice, before it was, tell me who you are. Now with a sweet voice, Madhur Vachan, that Hanumanji, he said he requested Lord Sri Ram. What is that? With this particular chapter concludes Ityashe Srimad Ramayane Valmikiye Adi Kavye Adbhuta Uttarakande Sri Ram Chaturbhuja Rupa Darshanam Nama Dashama Sarga. In this 10th chapter, Hanumanji was presented with this Chaturbhuj form of Sri Ram as Narayana in the text called Adbhut Ramayana in the Uttarakand. What do you call? लिखने को क्या बोलते हैं? Written by, composed by Valmiki ji. So Valmiki ji wrote the Valmiki Ramayana, very big, so many verses are there, 18,000 verses are there. But this is Adbhut Ramayana, in which certain untold stories which are not present in the Valmiki Ramayana, he has presented. It's a short text. Another few classes it will get concluded. And in this way, in the next chapter, Rama Praha Hanumantam Atmanam Purushottamaha Vatsa Manta Tvam Bhaktotyat Prushtavanasi Tatteham Sampravakshami Shunushvavahito Mama Avachyame Tad Vijnanam Atma Goyam Sanatanam. He says, when asked, who are you? Please tell Purushottam Sri Ram. Then he starts introducing himself to Hanumanji. Now, Hanumanji is able to see the two boys as they are, and hey, oh child, that young boy, Hanumanji, Ramchandra ji is how much? 16 plus 12 kitna ho gaya? No, 16 plus 12 plus 13. Because 16 years he got married, 12 years he remained married in Ayodhya, and after that 13 years he lived in the jungle, and this is the 14th year that is starting. So that is his age. So he says, oh, my child, hey Vatsa, my child, you are my devotee and you are asking me this question. Ramchandra ji knows who Hanumanji is. So he says, oh my child, you are my devotee and you are asking me who am I? So, this is the beginning of the invocation of his potentiality. Hanumanji is going to slowly recognize who he really is. Because he was cursed, he has forgotten. Just like Ahilya, who had been cursed to become a stone, Ramchandra ji touched her with the feet, she came back to being a human being. So the touch of divinity brings out the originality. The touch of satsang brings out the original from us. That's why satsang should be done. So here, and he says, so, what you are asking, I'll tell you, don't worry. And you listen to me very attentively and carefully. Ramchandra ji is going to introduce himself to Hanumanji and see what he says. And what I am going to tell you is the most secret of the secret knowledge. So be very attentive. And they say, and don't tell this knowledge to anyone else. This is only for you. And what does he say? Then just to make impress on the mind of ours and Hanumanji. He says, Yanna deva vijananti yatantopi dvijatayaha idam jnanam samashritya brahma bhuta dvijottamaha na sansaram prapashyanti purvepi brahmavadinaha goyat goyatamam sakshat gopaniyam prayatnataha. He says, even the gods, Devatas, we are talking about. Who are the Devatas? Brahma, Shiva. यहाँ पे, when you take Ramchandra ji as the ultimate, everyone is lower. When you take Shiv ji as the ultimate, everyone else is. He knows they are all the same. So he also knows that we are also the same, but we don't know that who we are. That is where the problem is. So here he says, even those Devatas, they don't know this secret, even after they put lot of efforts to find out who am I. And this comes in the Kena Upanishad. The teacher, the Devatas, they have fought a war against Rakshas, Asuras, and they come back to the Swarg, to the heaven, and they say, oh, you saw me? The fire says, you saw me? How I burned all those enemies? I think I killed the most of the Asuras in that war. Then Varuna Devata comes, the god of water. He says, didn't you see how much water I spread and how many people drowned in the waters? I think I killed more than you. So each one was singing his own glory, how they are greater. At that time, one Yaksha Purusha appears in the outskirts of the heaven and he says, stop bloating your own glory. Let me see if you are so great. You are so fantastic. Here is a blade of grass. Burn this, wet this, dry this. Let me see what you can do. So first the fire goes. Put so much fire. It's not able to burn the blade of grass. Then the water goes. Water is not able to wet the blade of grass. Then the air goes. The air is not able to dry the grass. Right? Just now they were singing there, sab khush ho gaye. What do we do? Indra was looking. Indra is their boss. He's the god of heaven. He's looking. Then he says, okay, let me go. But he's different than other fellows. He's egoistic, but at the same time he knows when to surrender. So when he goes there, he sees one yaksha, just a silhouette of form holding the blade. And the moment he looks at it, it vanishes. And only the blade of grass is seen. And suddenly he comes to realize, this is some power which is beyond me. I should not mess with it. Immediately falls down on the ground. Please reveal yourself to me. I know you are someone great, that none of my generals was able to do anything to you, and I feel that I am not having the capability or the capacity or any weapons by which I can do anything to this blade of grass. Please reveal yourself to me. When he asks with humility, he asks this question, then the mother, Uma, she comes. And she says, I'm very pleased that you surrendered and you humbled yourself in front of this. I will tell you who he is. He is the Parabrahma Paramatma. He cannot be known by words. He cannot be known by senses. He cannot be comprehended by the mind. You can come to know him only through me. And I bless. And with this Ashirwad, that Upanishad concludes. And here, similar it is happening that that neither the Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, they also cannot come to know this truth of mine. And when they come to what I am going to tell you, O Hanuman, when anyone who is intelligent comes to hear this and listens to this with heart and mind, they come to realize the truth. They become Brahmamaya. Even those who are well versed in the scriptures, in the granthas, in the sutras, they cannot No, sorry, the other way. Those who are knowing this truth, they are unavailable to this world of samsar, and this and in this samsar, this truth which I am going to communicate to you is hidden. It is present everywhere, but it is hidden. Just like, who are you? Hey, who is he?
My dad.
Good. Who is he? My husband. So they are looking at him. But what are they looking? Dad. She is looking at husband. But who is he? Man. He is a man first, no? He is man. You know?
Yeah.
So he is man or he is dad?
Man.
Man. So man was hidden behind the father or dad. No, he will say man dad. So the man was hidden behind the father, man was hidden behind the husband, but because they have learned to communicate only in a particular way, that he is my husband, he is my dad, he is my mother, he is my father, she is my mother, he is my father, this is my sister, this is my brother. We forget to see the original behind, and that is where the truth is available in this world, but all the forms, all the colors, all the sounds, our projections are keeping it hidden. And in this way, once a person comes to know this, what is that? That Atma, which is one without a second, which is absolutely pure, which is absolutely content, which is absolutely subtle, and that which is eternal, Sanatan. Here it says in the 5th verse, Vanshe bhakti mato hyasya bhavati brahmavadinaha atmayah kevala swachha shantah sukshma sanatanaha. So these are the adjectives of the Atma, the truth, that hidden thing, that secret. What is it? It is eternal, it is quiet, means it is silent, it is subtle, it is clean, there is no impurity possible, and it is one without a second, keval. There is nothing else apart from it. Continuing, asti sarvantara sakshat chinmatras tamasa paraha sontaryami sa purushaha sa prana sa maheshwaraha. He says that and this Atma, this truth, this secret that I am communicating, it is living inside every being. And how does he live in every being? As the immediate consciousness, as the life, as the consciousness, the awareness, as the knowledge. And this Atma, this secret that I am telling you, it is beyond the darkness. No darkness can touch it, just like the sun. Can sun ever experience darkness? Never. Similarly, this Atma can never experience darkness. What is darkness from the Atma point of view? It can never experience ignorance. It can never experience ignorance. And that you are. So when you say, I don't know means ignorance. And what are you? All knowing. So here he says, and it is beyond the darkness, and it is antaryami. It knows everything, about everything. There is nothing that it is not knowing. Antaryami, it is living in the heart of everyone, and from there it knows everything, and that is the true Purusha, that is the true person. So it is not that you are the father, or you are the husband, or you are the body, or you are the mind. No, you are that Chinmatra, you are that consciousness, that is the true person you are, and that is one without a second, and that is the eternal one. And in this way, and that is of the nature of Maheshwara, means Maha Ishwara. He is the Lord of the all lords, and he is the Prana, and he is the one who is maintaining the whole creation. Without him, the creation can, because Body is there, but body becomes activated only when the pranas begin, isn't it? At a very, here the pranas may be meaning different. At the totality level, Brahmaji is the prana. So he says he's the creator. So he alone creates, he alone is the Maheshwar, the destroyer, and he alone is the maintainer of everything. And in this way, the Vedas speak of it as, where are we? Asti. Sakalagnistadavyaktam sadyo vedayati shrutihi kasmadvijayate vishwam atraiva praviliyate mayavi mayaya baddha karoti vividhastanuhu na chapyayam sansarati na cha sansarayet prabhuhu. He says that the Vedas speak that this is like the Kalagni. Kalagni means that time destroys everything, isn't it? Time is the greatest purifier. When someone loses someone in life, what do we say? Oh, time will heal you, isn't it? Why? The time will remove the memory of that person out of your mind, or it will dull the memory of that person whom you have lost, which is causing so much grief in your life right now. So it says Kalagni. Kalagni means that it is like that fire which is devouring everything. And Kalagni or dusra word, and that itself is avyakta, that itself is without any form, without any manifestation. It is that in which the whole creation is getting created and it gets dissolved back in it only. And this Ishvara, this Atma itself, by its potentiality, the Maya, by his potentiality, he alone takes the form of a human being. Remember what we are saying, that Paramatma, that Atma, that consciousness, by the support of his own potentiality, takes the form of a human being, of the Purusha. So each one of us is essentially that one, the pure one, the silent one, the all-knowing one, where there is no ignorance possible. But we consider ourselves totally opposite to all these adjectives, isn't it? So here he is reminding, that's why it's saying, even though you hear it, till you don't contemplate on it and accept it, this secret remains a secret. And when this secret reveals, you vanish. You vanish as the individual. You recognize. And that's what will happen to Hanumanji also. And it is neither nor the earth, nor the water, nor the fire, nor the wind, nor the akash, nor the pranas, nor the mind, nor the unmanifest, nor the air, none of them, roop, rasa, gandha, all this cannot touch this Atma that you are, that I am. Here he is talking about himself because he is introducing, he is giving him the knowledge of the secret most knowledge. And this one, it is there is no ahankar, there is no speech, and there is no hands and no legs and no evacuation and no creation, creative ability in this. So before क्या बोला, पहली वाली लाइन में क्या बोला? It creates, it maintains, it destroys. Next line is saying nothing is possible. Truth is always between the two contradictions. Sandhi. So here he says, it does not, he's not the doer, he's not the enjoyer, it is not the Prakriti, it is not the Purusha, it is not the Maya, it is not the Prana. And what is it then if it is not anything of these? It is only Chaitanya Swarup. It is pure homogeneous consciousness. The secret is being revealed to Hanuman, and through Hanuman, the secret is being revealed to us as to what our true nature is. जस्ट रीड, संस्कृत भी बहुत सुंदर है इसकी. मायावी, हाँ ये हो गया. नायम पृथ्वी न सलिलम न तेज पवनो न वः न प्राणो न मनो व्यक्तम न शब्द स्पर्श एव च न रूप रस गंधाश्च नाहंकर्ता न वागपि न पाणिपादौ नोपायुः न चोपस्थं प्लवंगमा न कर्ता न च भोक्ता च न च प्रकृति पुरुषौ न माया नैव च प्राणः chaitanyam paramarthatah. So originally what is? I am of the nature of, or that secret is pure consciousness. Nothing. It is a referenceless existence. Atma, when it is referred to with some reference, at a total level, when there is a reference, it becomes the creator, maintainer, destroyer. Who is he? Man. The moment he takes a reference, he looks at him, a reference comes. Immediately father will express. The moment he turns there, reference is wife. Immediately husband will express. Who is he? Man. Man also, now keep going back, man also is with reference, because he will say, where did this body come from? Father and mother, again reference, then I am the son. But who are you? You have to dive deep into yourself. And then I am neither the body, nor the pranas, nor the mind, nor the intellect. Then who am I? All the reference is gone. Then what is left behind? It's not that there is nothing. I am still there. That one is the Chaitanya. Chaitanyam paramartataha. Tatha prakashatamaso. Just 2 more verses and we conclude. तथा प्रकाशतमसो संबंधो नोपपद्यते तद्वदेव न संबंधः प्रपंच परमात्मनोः छायातरु यथा लोके परस्पर विलक्षणौ तद्वत् प्रपंच पुरुषो विभिन्नौ परमार्थतः यद्यात्मा मलिनो स्वस्थो विकारी स्यात् स्वभावतः न हि तस्य भवेन्मुक्तिः जन्मान्तरशतैरपि. He says that in the 12th verse, he says that just like the light and darkness, the day and night, they cannot coexist. Even though in every day we have day and night. But when the day is there, there is no darkness. When the darkness is there, there is no light. But when you take one day, they both coexist. When you look at the tails of a coin, there is no head. When you look at the head, there is no tail, but both coexist. Understand? When he is looking here, he can be only, at any given moment, he can be only the husband or he can only be the father. He can't be both at the same time. Because only that reference will trigger the role out of him. So exactly the same way here, just like light and darkness can never have a relationship together. Similarly, here it is told that, where are we? In the same way, this whole world, this is a Ayurvedic medicine which will be difficult to swallow what he is telling now. And what is that? Just like the light and darkness can never have a relationship, similarly the Paramatma and the world can never have a relationship. Because from Paramatma's point of view, there is no world. And from world's point of view, there is only husband or father or brother or son, but not the man. So as long as you are thinking of yourself as body, breath, mind, intellect, you have forgotten the Paramatma that you are essentially. When you come to realize that you are the Paramatma, then the body-oriented living, the breath-oriented living, the mind-oriented living, the conceptual living becomes deleted. And this is the secret. That's why I said it is a Ayurvedic gutka. मान लिया तो मान लिया. And in this way, and therefore, who you are, the Purusha, the Supreme Person, the Atma, the Paramatma, it is essentially different from all the changing things. Everything else is changing. And therefore, if the Atma was corrupted by some admixture, or it was not silent, it was continuously changing, and or the Atma was continuously modifying, then such a person, if you believe that I am continuously changing. What do you say? When I was child, when I was teenage, when I was youth, now I am what? 60, 70 years old. So I'm continuously accepting that I am changing. But actually what is changing? The body is changing. Tell me.
Age.
Age is changing. Good. Age is of you or the body?
You. Body.
You who's thinking that you are the body, isn't it? Slowly it will come. So the age is of the body, the health is of the body, the disease is of the body, not of the Atma. So here, as long as you think you are the body, or you are the pranas, or you are the mind, or you are the intellect, no liberation is possible. Mukti is impossible for such a person who accepts his identity through a reference. This is the introduction Ramchandraji is giving to Hanumanji in his first meeting with Hanumanji. Hanumanji represents our mind, and Ramchandraji represents the Atma. So when the mind looks at the Atma or thinks about the Atma, who am I? Koham. Kuta ayata? Who am I? Where have I come from? What is my true nature? The Atma responds, replies this secret knowledge in this manner, because that's the story of our scriptures. बोलो सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय, सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय, गंगा मैया की जय, जमुना महारानी की जय, आज के आनंद की जय। नमः पार्वती पतये, हर हर महादेव। Just sit quietly for a moment, आंखें बंद करके बैठ जाओ 2 मिनट 1 मिनट के लिए।